Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the Ebola epidemic hits close to home with a traveler taken from LAX to a local hospital. We give you the latest on precautions Los Angeles medical officials are taking to protect against an outbreak.
Then Mayor Patrick Fury gives his inaugural State of the City address. We have his proposal for an economic development committee he says will lead Torrance in the right direction.
Plus, the Los Angeles Dirty Car Pledge is the latest grassroots efforts to conserve water in the Southland. We'll give you the details on California's crawl towards Jerry Brown's reduction goal.
And a local church that's blessing its visitors no matter how many legs or wings they may have.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Julie Chan.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. A case of the enterovirus D68 was reported at Hermosa View Elementary School recently. The school sent out a precautionary email to parents informing them a child on campus had contracted the virus. It's the district's first reported case of the respiratory illness and the first in the South Bay. Symptoms such as fever and runny nose make it appear to be a normal cold, with severe cases developing limb weakness and other neurological symptoms such as much as a week later. According to the Center for Disease Control, there were 472 cases of EVD68 throughout 41 states at the start of October. The first reported case in the Los Angeles area surfaced at the end of September.
Well, at least 7 LA County residents were tested for the Ebola virus recently, with all results coming back negative. The individuals tested had shown symptoms of the virus and had suspicious traveling patterns, according to the LA County Department of Health Services. In a separate case, a man traveling from Liberia was taken from LAX to Centinela Hospital Medical Center, although he showed no symptoms of the virus. Health officials say the surveillance of those individuals proved the area's preparation to respond to the virus. They say with more than 25,000 physicians and 25 acute care hospitals, LA County is better equipped to protect against an unlikely outbreak than West Africa. According to Los Angeles County Interim Health Officer Dr. Jeffrey Genzenhauser, based on the county's capabilities to prevent any spread, he doesn't anticipate an outbreak.
The singer of the death metal rock band Cause was arrested in Torrance on suspicion of arranging a meeting with a minor for lewd purposes. Lane Steele Kozloff of Sherman Oaks posted an ad on Craigslist seeking a rendezvous with a young girl. Now, this prompted a federal agent to create a profile and contact him. Kozloff exchanged hundreds of text messages with what he believed to be a 14-year-old girl and eventually arranged to meet her at Del Amo Fashion Center, where he was arrested. Kozloff posted a $75,000 bail. He's due back in court on October 27th.
Torrance police announced they've arrested another man, Matthew Pulley, on 2 counts of lewd acts with a child under 14 that occurred in Torrance. After his arrest, Torrance PD learned Pulley was the suspect of a sexual abuse case in Kern County, charging him with 2 additional counts. Pulley had been employed by the Torrance South Bay YMCA as a youth fitness instructor since 2008. It's believed he positioned himself there for immediate access to children. Now police are asking that if anyone has information related to the case, to contact the Torrance Detectives Division at 310-618-5570.
Both local stories come the same week the Homeland Security Agency expanded the release of its Operation Predator app to Android phones. The smartphone application alerts people of child exploitation suspects and at-large predators. Users of the app can share information they receive on social media and email, as well as submit tips to investigators. Since the app's September release, more than 93,000 users have downloaded it and have contributed to 3 arrests.
For thousands in LA County who are still uninsured, there's some good news thanks to a new program called My Health LA. Los Angeles County is now offering access to primary care doctors. Approximately 150,000 uninsured residents are ineligible for Obamacare due to the immigration status. The $61 million program assigns uninsured patients to a medical home at one of the 150 community clinics. Unlike an earlier county program, My Health LA will pay the clinics a set amount every month to coordinate a patient's overall care. The new setup requires patients to stick with a single primary care provider once they sign up. Officials said in the last week alone, more than 10,000 Los Angeles residents have already enrolled in the program. It's estimated that as many as 3 to 4 million people statewide and around 1 million in LA County will remain without health care coverage even after Affordable Care Act reforms are fully rolled out.
Speaking of health insurance, a handful of popular restaurants in Los Angeles are tacking on a new line item to their patrons' bill in the name of health care. Restaurants like Milo and Olive, Republique, and Melisse restaurants are now adding a 3% surcharge for employees' medical insurance. The charge first appeared late last year at one restaurant, and now more than a dozen mainly high-end eateries have followed suit. The health care surcharge, the restaurant owners insist, isn't a political statement, but a way to offer a valuable benefit to employees while maintaining their profits, which are slim even at the most successful establishments. Now, Los Angeles area restaurants aren't the first to charge customers to cover health care. After San Francisco implemented a health care mandate in 2008, many restaurants there adopted a surcharge to cover the cost of health insurance for their employees.
Torrance's Assembly member El Muratsuchi announced his plan for California Aerospace Commission. The commission is Muratsuchi's response to the industry's challenges such as federal budget reductions, tax restraints, and an aging workforce. The CAC will be the point of contact for all aerospace-related functions in California. According to one director from Torrance's Honeywell Aerospace, the aerospace sector in other states and countries are catching up with California's industry. The CAC will keep California one step ahead. Assembly member Muratsuchi will introduce legislation for the committee later this year.
A month since mandatory water restrictions were put into place throughout the state, California water agencies reported their largest monthly decline in water use this year. Data showed water use dropped 11.5% in August compared with the year before. The report from the State Water Resource Control Board covers water agencies with 3,000 or more customers. Together, they serve 33.5 million Californians, or roughly 87% of the population. Governor Jerry Brown called on Californians to reduce water use by 20% when he declared a drought emergency in January.
Speaking of the drought, the Santa Monica group Los Angeles Waterkeeper is heading a grassroots movement to boost conservation efforts. They're calling it the Dirty Car Pledge, and the plan could save millions of gallons during the 2-month campaign. In just over 1 week, it drew pledges from over 2,000 people to simply not wash their cars for 60 days. According to the group, washing a car at home uses about 85 gallons, while going to a commercial wash still uses an average of 56 gallons, with runoff eventually going to our sewer system and ocean. They also say since the drought was declared at the beginning of the year, Los Angeles residents still use an average of almost 130 gallons each day. That's 2 to 3 times the average in drought-challenged nations, Australia or Israel. To take the pledge, you can visit lawaterkeeper.org/dirty for the drought. All pledges are mailed a Dirty Car Pledge sticker so everybody will know why your car is encrusted in dirt, grease, and everything in between.
Now, if you're looking for more than a bumper sticker to show for your conservation efforts, how about a little cash? The Community Development and Public Works Department approved the turf replacement program. Homeowners are given the incentive to replace their high water use lawns with California-friendly plant material, permeable hardscape, or artificial turf. The turf removal program provides $2 per square foot of grass removed for those who complete the online application first at bewaterwise.com. Well, still ahead, Mayor Fury gives his inaugural State of the City address with a plan in place to keep Torrance's economy growing.
Plus, the Torrance Farmers Market pays it forward. Find out where that unsold produce goes and who it helps.
What's the big idea behind the smart grid? Ensuring you have safe, reliable, and affordable energy. Here's an example. It's a hot summer day. You come home from work. AC on, TV on, washer, dryer, fridge, laptops, all on. Now picture your neighbors doing the same. Today's electric grid can only handle so much, but the smart grid is modern, powered by technologies that address growing demand for electricity from multiple sources, like solar and wind, and important innovations like electric cars. The smart grid also supports real-time information, so if energy spikes hit your area, it can isolate the problem and redistribute power before you go dark. That means a more efficient, more resilient electric grid. And with data from your smart meter, the grid can even send you alerts, keeping you in control of your electric bill while making your world a better place. And that's more than smart. It's brilliant. Learn more about how it pays to be smart at Southern California Edison, sce.com/smart-grid.
A few months into the job, and newly elected Mayor Patrick Fury gave his inaugural State of the City address. Laura Fong was there and has more. Laura?
I'm at the Torrance Doubletree for Mayor Fury's inaugural State of the City address, where he laid out a roadmap for the city, starting with the past, going through the present, and how he'll move Torrance into the future. The mayor began his very first address to members of the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce and to the business community at large by explaining how the City Council is a reflection of our motto for balance.
And we have a balanced council. Their work experience, their volunteer experience, and when you put that all together, it really is a recipe for a perfect city council.
And what does this practically brand new balanced city council plan to tackle? The mayor quickly got down to business and reassured the nearly 250 local leaders present his policies will focus on the needs of businesses.
I'm putting together an economic development team to foster the businesses that we do have, as well as outreach to bring in new businesses to our community.
One thriving local business and the winners of the Citizen of the Year award exemplify how Torrance supports the growth of businesses, both big and small.
Torrance can build one business at a time. And we certainly are the beneficiaries of a very forward-looking local government that cares about small business.
Bob and Lori Brandt are the owners of Red Car Brewery and Restaurant. With the support of city leaders, the two have created a successful company and put Torrance on the map for craft beer. And despite Toyota's plans to move, he reassured the city their support will continue for years to come. As for rumors that ExxonMobil is up for sale, Mayor Fury confidently assured attendees they are here to stay.
Let's face it, a little controversy can be a good thing.
The mayor plans to continue maintaining and improving city roads and residential streets thanks to budgeted money allotted annually. Torrance residents have a lot to look forward to, including a transportation initiative in the near future.
It's something that will stimulate the growth of our Old Town Torrance.
The mayor wasn't ready to reveal too many details. Instead, he quoted Albert Einstein, calling this a preview to life's coming attractions. One of the many exciting things coming to the city of Torrance. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Laura Fong.
Thanks, Laura. You can see the mayor's address in its entirety on our channel. It airs 2 p.m. daily, then at 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8 p.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Well, paying it forward with food every Tuesday for the past 6 months, a group of volunteers have teamed up with the Torrance Farmers Market to provide fresh produce to the needy. Making those donations possible are volunteers from the nonprofit group Food Forward, who pick up boxes of unsold produce at the Torrance Farmers Markets. Then they give the produce to the fellow nonprofit group Harbor Interfaith Services, which gives it to families in need. Food Forward will expand the program to the Saturday Farmers Market in Torrance beginning October 18th. The group already recovers food from 7 farmers markets on Saturdays and 4 on weekdays at markets county-wide. Volunteers are needed on an ongoing basis. Food Forward has collected 20,000 pounds of food since the group began in Torrance in February. For more information, you can email volunteer@foodforward.org.
St. Catherine's Church and School in Torrance held its annual fiesta, and we were there to capture all the fun. Each year, the event raised money for the private school as well as funding for the parish's community events. It's open to everyone in the South Bay, and they offered rides, food, and even live music from the student band. The highlight for many visitors, of course, is the raffle with the $5,000 first place cash prize topping the list. There was also a silent auction with everything from gift baskets to bicycles, helping St. Catherine's Church and School raise money.
Cease Candy on Hawthorne Boulevard has reopened their doors with the renovation of the special quantity discount store. While all Cease shops are retail locations, this newly remodeled version has been built specially to serve as a fundraising and business gift center. This shop will be used for some of the company's larger orders and gift needs, with a special double counter to create custom assortments. Store officials say the larger format and extra candy counters should also make this shop the efficient holiday choice for customers this season.
A Torrance church is gaining attention around Los Angeles for opening their doors to every member of your family. Juan Hernandez has that story.
No animal is too small or too cute to receive a blessing at First Lutheran Church and School in Torrance.
That is a new one. I don't think I've ever blessed an alligator lizard before. And who do we have here?
For 6 years now, pet lovers have been bringing their four-legged and feathered friends to the Blessing God's Creatures Festival.
It seems an appropriate time to bless pets, to remember how much they mean to the families that live with them, and to remind ourselves that we humans aren't the only species on the block.
The event celebrates St. Francis of Assisi, who was known for his compassion toward the poor, the sick, and toward animals, earning him the title as patron saint of animals.
This is more than just blessing animals. It is recognizing how much of a blessing people can be to these creatures when they really learn how to care for them, and also how much of a blessing they are to us, the way that they bring us comfort and joy and companionship in our lives.
Visitors also have the chance to adopt pets at the festival, as well as getting useful care or just tips and information from the many South Bay animal advocacy groups that attend. So now, once the dog days of summer wind down on the first Saturday of every October, people from every corner of Los Angeles can come to Torrance for the First Lutheran Church and School's Blessing God's Creatures Festival. Go ahead and sniff it out.
Thanks, Juan. Families also received souvenir I've Been Blessed buttons and photos for attending.
October 13th marks National School Lunch Week, which encourages kids to find a balance between healthy eating and physical activity. Parents are also encouraged to help kids pack lunches with zero waste. This will reduce not only the amount of garbage sent to landfills, but also encourages the practice of the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Other tips to packing waste-free lunches include using a cloth bag, lunchbox, or backpack to avoid disposable plastic and paper bags. Packing food in reusable containers or aluminum foil whenever possible, and avoiding single-use juice boxes, bottles, and cans. Wash and reuse utensils and pack cloth napkins to avoid paper napkins that can only be used once. You can get more tips and ideas at wastefreelunches.org.
Torrance's selection of craft beers will expand once again. New brewery and restaurant to be added to the South Bay's fastest growing craft beer industry will be located in West Torrance called Hop Saint. This is the former site of Billy's Deli and Cafe at the corner of Anza and 190th Street. Hop Saint will be a smokehouse specializing in barbecues paired with craft beers from an on-site microbrewery manufacturing under 60,000 gallons a year. The owner, Steve Roberts, also co-owns Charlie's New York Italian Joint on PCH in Redondo Beach. Work began this week and they hope to open by the new year.
Good news for Time Warner Cable subscribers, no more looking for separate HD channels, as the cable provider will deliver the best picture automatically through your home terminal. This means a change in channel lineups. The full list of channels can be found at timewarnercable.com by typing lineup in the search bar near the top of your page.
Well, still ahead, community events coming up. I Love Lucy fans will soon have the chance to catch a piece of the show's history.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills 1 person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Okay, so we drowned the fire,
Yep.
stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Welcome back. We hope you have a pen and paper handy. Here's a few noteworthy events to tell you about. There's still time to join the Torrance Travelers 2014 Autumn Tours. For anybody 50 and older, the group will be visiting the Julian apple harvest on October 16th. Then, I Love Lucy fans have a special opportunity to catch a piece of the show's history. On Wednesday, November 19th, there will be a tour of the Edelweiss Chocolate Factory, the site of Lucy and Ethel's famous chocolate conveyor scene. There are still seats available for both tours, with Torrance residents getting a special discounted rate. While the tours are designed for anybody 50 and over, a participant may bring a friend that is under 50 years of age. You can call 310-618-2720 or 310-618-2468 to sign up.
And the Torrance Library is assessing the public satisfaction with their services through a survey. They're encouraging all members of the community, whether you use the library or not, to take the online survey. It can be found online at torranceca.gov/library/survey, and they assure it should take less than 5 minutes to complete. Surveys are accepted until December 10th. And we end today's newscast with a heavy heart as we share the news of the passing of our former colleague and friend, Renard Ricks.
I'm your host, Renard Ricks, and have we got a treat for you today.
As many of you may know, Renard was the production supervisor here at CitiCABLE, and he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS, about 3 years ago, which forced him into retirement. And for those of you who knew Renard, he fought this disease with dignity and hope that someday there would be a cure. He even celebrated his 61st birthday in conjunction with an ALS fundraiser just 3 weeks ago here in Torrance, the city he fondly called his second home. Renard joined the city in 2000, filling the multifaceted role of the production supervisor, and became a familiar voice on City Sound's AM 1620. And when he wasn't in his office, he was in the studio directing, operating equipment, and more often mentoring many who came through these walls. Renard managed the day-to-day operations of the city's 4 channels, and throughout his long career in broadcasting, he always believed in giving people opportunities. And despite the debilitating disease, Renard was always optimistic and determined to live his life to the fullest. Renard passed away peacefully in his home on Friday, October 3rd, surrounded by his family. Renard was a great friend to all of us here, and he will be greatly missed.